Okay, have you watched the VODs at all?
Mm.
No?
I watch some of your TikToks though.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I just wanted to ask just to see if you had an idea of what's gonna happen. So, pretty much what's gonna happen is I'm gonna watch you play a ranked game. I hope you warmed up. Um,
Yeah, I played like 2 games before this.
yeah, just like a general warm up is fine, or playing beforehand is fine too. So just share your screen on Discord. Um, watch. Just queue up a ranked game. What I'll be doing is writing down notes as in pros and cons. They're really in five categories. It's communications, aim, movement, positioning. That's one, and then utility usage and game sense. Okay, so I tell all my students there's gonna be way, way, way more cons than your pros because we're trying to help you improve. We're not really trying to glaze you or whatever. So we're not really gonna be focusing on the pros too much. Okay, like obviously I'm gonna see what you're doing right, but we're really, really gonna dissect what you're doing wrong and what you should be doing. Well, after your game, we're gonna go in a custom, and then we're gonna dive deep into those weaknesses and leaks. Okay.
All
Um.
right.
Yeah. So don't be nervous or anything, cause I'm watching you. Just play your game, like pretend I'm not here. So what's your peak rank?
Um, Gold 3.
Gold 3, and your bronze 2 or 3? I couldn't see.
Um,
Bronze 2. Okay.
Bronze 2.
Gotcha. Gotcha. And if I remember correctly, you wanted to what's your goal? Because you didn't really tell me anything about that stuff.
I want to hit platinum. Is like really because I was close to it at one point,
Yeah, and
but
then
that
the
was
rank
way back
reset.
when.
Okay, okay,
No, that was way back when. That's when I actually played the game. I just started playing again this act.
okay, okay. Cool. Me as well. Like I played from the beginning of the game. I started in beta, but I stopped playing in episode 6. I just quit in my peak, like Immortal 3. I just quit. And then I've been away for 2 years because of life, and I came back in Act 9, Episode 3. I started Plat 2, and I got to Ascendant 3. I was literally like one game off Immortal, and then I just lost a couple games, and then the rank reset happened. But I'm currently Ascendant 2, so I haven't been playing much, but we're in the same boat.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and where are you from?
I'm from North Carolina.
North Carolina. Okay, is that PST?
That's EST.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so we're in the same time zone. I always thought
Match
North Carolina was
found.
like West Coast, but I could be wrong. It's like
No,
Central.
it's east. Like
Is
it's
it
on the
East?
East
Okay, okay.
Coast.
I don't know why. I just always thought it's because I'm from Canada. I don't really know my states too well. Like I know the states, but I just don't know where they're like located. All of them, right? There's so many.
Yeah.
Here we only have like five, six provinces. They're called where they're states. So okay. And what role do you play?
Um, I usually play either duelist or
Okay, I would, I
initiator.
would, I would recommend playing your main role. Maybe not your main agent, but just your main role. Okay.
Okay.
And yeah, I won't be micromanaging you at all. So and I won't be really talking to you. So yeah, good luck. Okay.
All right.
All right, here we go, boys. Put that over here. Put this here, and then start writing some notes. Oh, I need to stretch my wrists. They're on fire from yesterday. Unlucky.
Match found.
Oh, I'm tired, chat. I'm tired.
Yeah. What's good, team?
What's up? Mm-mm-mm.
Oh, I thought you were a duelist.
I am, but we already had two duelists, and I used the main breach, so
Okay, okay.
I can play him too. I mean, I could really play anybody, to be honest.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So you're like another student I had. You two are like the only ones that really play multiple agents, right? Or roles. Like the
Yeah.
common thing in like low elo is like everyone just plays one agent.
I go super reach.
Uh, chat, I'm tired. Yawning like crazy.
Oh my god.
Hey, I was watching the stream last night and I saw that you had someone doing some aim maps. Do you have a couple you would recommend? Yep, you know, the basics are like micro shot, spider shot, um, like strafe shot, strafe track, stuff like that. Grid shot. I wouldn't really recommend grid shots. That's just more for speed and overall just tracking
I
the
don't need these arms to
the like
fight, but they're
targets,
fun.
but
Might as well
in
use
terms
them.
of like real time scenarios, not so much. Like doesn't really transfer over to your game. You really want to focus on micro shot, spider shot. That's your flick. Spider shots are flicking. Micro shots are your mid-fight micro adjustments where you're not on his head, but you just instantly delete him through finding his head, through micro adjusting, stuff like that. You know, aim training is quite complex. People think it's just, oh, I just do this thing for 3 times every day, but no, you gotta really up the intensity, up the length, up
I've never
what
seen
you're
this on map
doing,
before.
add more exercises, stuff like
You're
that.
lying.
Nah.
All right, let's get into it. We gotta lock in. So, we're going B. This is round 1.
1-7.
His comms are quite good.
Who? Reloading.
Concussing! Focusing.
Hey.
Spike planted. Flash out!
One on box.
D link. All of them.
No problem.
One
All
GG,
there.
bro.
One more there. He went into. Oh, top.
Last player standing.
Very low.
Choose one. Right click. Oh, never mind.
You can play spike. Good job.
He's post.
Nice.
Their phoenix may feel immortal. I shall remind him just how mortal he truly is.
I need a gun. Thank you.
I should buy like a gun, like a Spectre or something. Yeah.
Show me a target. Destabilize.
Like that he told us to take the time. I mean, he hasn't used any utility, so
Headshot.
round 2, team.
And the smoke.
Spike planted. Blinding.
One enemy remaining.
Clearing out.
Last enemy taken out. For you. Thank you.
I've been itching for a fight.
I love that knife. I have it too. No problem,
Healing.
GG's, bro. I don't know why I'm yawning. I slept at
Wonderful.
9 a.m. and I'm just like, ugh, fucking dead. I gotta lock in.
Thanks. Wonderful.
Got the spike. Focusing. Enemy spotted B.
Enemy spotted. Ugh.
Flash out.
Plant the spike.
Blinding. Spike planted. Trevor.
Many enemies B.
Blasting.
Reloading. Yes.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining. Clutch.
Let's go, dude.
That was fun. My ultimate is ready.
Omo. Everything they said about you is true.
Anyone need anything?
I hope this is a
Did you
queen, a
copy that
clean
AU
sweep.
Revere Aura? I'm gonna just call you Aura, bro.
I'm gonna predict it's like a 13-6.
Spike here.
Hopefully, I don't want to watch an overtime game, not because of him, but it's always sessions take so long when it's like overtime, and there's just so much data.
Show me a target. Enemy spotted B.
Shadows traveling.
Like, what the fuck kind of cyber? You do that?
Enemy spotted B. Reloading.
Reload.
Blocking sight.
Making cover.
Reloading.
Clearing out. Stabilizing.
My ultimate is ready.
Breaking down. Concussing.
2 in tower.
Good attack.
Flash out. My ult's ready.
One
Okay.
enemy remaining.
You had your fun. My turn.
Broken elbow.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
No distractions.
Oh,
Clutch.
oh my god.
Yeah. Now that was a fight.
So there,
To be honest,
he should have told his team,
more from them.
right? Because he saw the Cypher backside and there was one heaven, so automatically there's two. And then the Sage was mid, saw the Phoenix and Reyna leaning towards B, like as in they're, you know, they're obviously going B, and he just needs to tell his team there, guys, let's rotate right now, let's leave, right? That's the game sense part. Just understanding really the situation where, you know, you guys are 5B, right? Or like 4B, 1 mid. He needs to just tell his team, guys, let's rotate, because there's a Cypher there too. He has to realize that it's a Cypher. Like, going into a Cypher stack site is usually really, really, really difficult. You know, it's not easy. You know, there are obviously rounds where you just...
Reload sight.
So, round 5 just uses his ult and stun doesn't set up his duelist slash team.
Spike down.
Like,
B.
he needs to just tell his team, guys, I'm about to ult. Like, you guys ready? Like, confirm that they're ready. Just randomly ulted, right? And
Last
their
player
team,
standing.
their team got wiped, and so it
Still in sight.
loses a round and wasted.
I'll do my
Like
job,
this
you
ult
do
you need
yours.
to use to, you know, win the round, right? Not just fucking throw your team out of the round. That was round 5.
Thank you.
Don't worry, guys. I'm about to lock in.
I need this.
This guy's name is Six Balls, man. 420.
Shadows traveling.
Joke's over. You're dead. Cutscene.
Blocking sight. Reloading.
Excuse me. So again,
One down. My ult's ready.
Clearing out.
Reloading.
Blinding. Too late. Flash out.
Enemy spotted.
we'll put that in the game sense.
One enemy remaining.
Free out.
6. Team has so much money, but he.
Your tactics failed. Yes.
Instinct only goes so far. Skill, I need a gun.
Here you go, bro. Thank you. Never mind. Yeah.
Let me get your gun if you're an Ivan. Bang. Yeah,
So this is
I'll
round
buy
7.
you a sheriff request.
Yeah.
He like
Watch this.
Cover going out.
Off your feet.
Boats.
Tremor.
Blank.
I'm on my way.
Spike planted. Blinding. Amateur. My ult's ready.
Last player
Oh my, there's
standing.
another.
I'm sorry.
You have res.
Remove. Your duty
Stop.
is not over.
Of course you still need me.
Wait, watch out. I can ult.
Last player standing.
One tower, one bridge.
Flash out.
One enemy remaining.
arm guy. What's up, man? Hello. I'm not sure.
Fire rate just went
How are
up.
you doing? Nice to see you again.
Type shit.
I keep calling you man or bro because I'm not sure, but your
I
name I
can
can't
buy
tell
you.
if it's like a guy's username or a woman's username. So that'd be cool if you could just kind of let me know. I don't want to refer to everyone as bro, but you know it is what it is, I guess. So there that's like it's arm guy. Oh, okay, arm guy.
What?
So there, round 7, like, you know, that's like the first time he really uses comms, where he's like,
Shadows traveling.
you know, watch out, I have all, like, he's not really talking enough. Overall movement, I don't know,
Enemy
there's
spotted mid.
needs some work. Okay, let me try to identify.
You wanna go through vents?
You wanna go through vets.
Reloading.
So his comms are quite uncertain.
Not enough.
There's one more. Oh, at least one A. I think Cypher's on B.
Clearing out.
One enemy
Blinding.
remaining.
He was there, Spawn. Nice, good one.
Prepare yourselves. We fight once again. I will hold up the sky. Yes. Enemy spotted.
Enemy spotted B.
Focus.
Reloading.
Spike planted.
You thought you were safe.
One enemy remaining.
I'm taking worse.
For you.
Trust me, they'll know what hit them.
Bro, who's that I wanted Spike though? Like
What?
nothing. Holy.
That's a sick knife, bro.
Bro, Nami Loki overrated.
Cover going out.
Hit the phone. Focusing.
Shadows traveling.
Blasting.
I'm watching. He's not using any utility until his team's dead. Like,
Breaking them.
Flash out.
Barrier clear.
Spike planted.
Enemy removed.
On bridge.
I heard him. I thought that was my teammate.
Last player standing.
Clovis behind boxes. Holy.
he's standing in the wide open way too much. His team is really bailing him out though. Like, to the left, to the left.
Nice shot. Mm,
Stand tall.
no,
We
it's
are Valorant.
No, it
we
doesn't.
are fighters.
it's so you couldn't just do what you tried to do.
Clove gave me a heart attack. Honestly, I don't get jump scared anymore. You know, like once you get to a certain amount of hours in the game, like you don't get scared. But for sure, there were times, like, you know, in the middle of my playing time career, like where I would just get so scared. Like I would hate getting jump scared. But then like it's just your brain just gets so used to it that.
Enemy spotted B.
So there was good utility usage.
Breaking them.
Round 11.
Spike
B.
planted.
But yeah, definitely, like, you know, a lot of people get scared.
Flash out.
I think his pathing really needs work.
One enemy remaining.
You had your fun.
One enemy
My
remaining.
turn.
He's going back elbow.
Team Ace.
Child's play.
Last round before the switch.
Spend what you got.
Anyone need anything? Let's go.
Reloading.
Show me a
Cover
target.
going out.
No distractions.
Trevor.
Shadows traveling.
Blasting.
Wall raised.
Blinding.
Reloading. Enemy spotted.
Here is dead.
Spike down A.
My ultimate is ready.
I have the spike.
The hunt begins.
I
Spike
have
drop.
shadows traveling.
Last player standing.
Hey, brother, come in here.
It'd be very, very interesting to see if they lose a game. But I don't think so. I think they're gonna win.
Switching sides.
Excuse me. I'm so tired. The fuck is this horrible plan? Yeah, I mean, it's bronze elo. You're gonna see a lot of things. He's peak gold, but he's in bronze, so
I'm ready.
he's probably gonna be playing with bronze. Here, on 13 teams, all on A, and
They're on me.
Concussing. Clearing out.
Spike planted.
he's whiffing way too much.
Last player standing.
Don't worry, guys.
Ugh, this might be. Yeah, I get
She
it.
must be hacking. Everybody report her.
They think they know pain.
Oh my jaw.
To comprehend it.
Massive.
Attackers, come on.
Did you just say massive?
This is just content.
You know what else is massive?
Trevor.
That ninja.
They're here, they're here, they're here, they're here, they're here.
Blasting. Blinding. Flash out.
Spike down A.
So I noticed he's
Last
rounding
player
corners
standing.
a lot. Rounding corners.
Breathe. Then commit.
He's rounding corners a lot, or he's just wide swinging, or just wide swinging. Like there, he doesn't have to peek.
I'm sorry.
He could have just stayed in a corner or jump peek or jiggle it. They didn't have. They can't remember if they're playing the bomb or not.
Take 'em.
But overall,
Fun begins.
Cover going out.
Reloading. Help.
Blinding.
Cover.
Clearing out.
Focusing.
Dead.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
I used to be main initiator, so I recommend to people in low ranks that I coached to never ever play in the
One
shooting one.
enemy
Won't
remaining.
calm with their team. Yep. I mean that makes sense, right? That's just like
Blocking sight.
his role is to set up his team, and he's not communicating, right? That's a very good point. I like that. And I kind of said it
grab one on the
earlier. I
box.
think you weren't here yet, but I was like, he's just not setting up his team, like in terms of whether it's communication or just overall utility. I don't know how the fuck they won this round.
At least they tried.
Pretty good.
Actually did
I'm
not
not
expect
ready.
to win that. But we got
Oh,
lucky because that
that
guy
hurts.
sucks.
Everyone's so heavy.
You should give me raid punk.
Time to stock back up.
What?
You should give me that gun.
I mean,
Okay.
that breach
I can't
is
buy you.
that
Need a
breach is
drop.
just bad. He should have killed that jet, especially with that plant spot. He should have
Alright.
never ever won that. It's terrible from that breach. Like, what does that guy do? He's 6 and 12, so kind of okay, whatever. But excuse me. Oh man, I'm gonna be yawning throughout this whole session, I think. Oh, gotta sleep. I gotta fix my sleep schedule. It's messed.
Trevor!
So we're on round 16.
Spike planted.
Blinding!
He has better aim than I do. I mean, but the problem is you can't base his aim off that one clip there. Like, if you actually are watching him, like, he's quite inconsistent. He's not doing this all the time.
Last player standing. One enemy
Eyes
remaining.
down. No charges left.
So here, round 16,
On site.
2v2.
Nice shot.
Time to take these arms for a spin.
I need this.
I need a gun.
I need this. I need a gun.
So just off this, you know, I'm really starting to understand that it's not so much his aim, but he's really having a game sense, utility, and comms problem. And movement. Like he's too focused on his aim.
Concussing!
Here, he just randomly stuns. Round 17, randomly just stuns. He has a problem with just dumping his utility.
Spike planted.
I'm supporting him to the end. Like there, like why is he wide swinging, right?
Enemy down. Eliminate. My ultimate. Your duty is not
You had
over.
your fun.
God.
My turn.
Of course you still need me.
Here.
Rimziu, thanks for the follow, buddy.
Last player standing.
Hack site.
Just wide swings with two in his hands.
One enemy
Enemy.
remaining.
Nice shot. Nice shot.
On a link.
Come on! Get me in the line of fire.
You know, when I said it was like 9-3, I was like, you know, it'd be very interesting if they lost this game. We could pick up a lot of data off them, right? If it was a 13-3 game, like, we're not gonna really see too much, but it's gonna get really interesting now. We'll see how
need
this
a
game
drop.
goes. But Rimziu, how do you pronounce that? Rimziu, or is it Rimziu, or is it Rimziu? Anyways, what's up, bruh? Doing this will be our first session today. We got one more regular.
Too late.
So here's just solo ult and run down with a Bucky.
I know exactly where you are.
Just solo ult, just
I said we
quickly
should have ult and run and gun them.
with a Bucky. Just to be patient. This is kind of the game sense as well.
Last player standing.
Yeah, it's looking like they might lose this game, boys. Not gonna lie. I came from YouTube. I like your videos. Thanks, man. Appreciate it, bro. My videos are actually blowing up. Like 3 or 4 days ago, like all those videos, all those VODs had like 50 views, maybe 30 views, and it's kind of crazy. One of the VODs had like 4K, right? I'm sure you probably came from the silver player with insane main video. That's the most viewed one. Now the coaching a plat with coaching plat raised duelist players is the next big one coming up. Has like 500. Yep, see, I already know, man. But that's the next big one that's probably gonna blow up, I think. It's getting a lot of views. Or the plat duelist one, that one. Yeah, that one. Not the raised one, sorry. The plat duelist one where he's playing Jet. You coach any rank? Yep, I coach any rank, any region. You know, the free
planted.
coaching period has ended though because I just was getting way too many requests. Like, you know, I thought I was just gonna coach one student a day, but it's just ended up being like 3 to 5 students a day, and my sessions aren't 1 hour where I can fit 10 people in one day. It's, you know, my sessions are 2 to 3 hours. We really go in depth and really work on their weaknesses and stuff like that. So that's why I can't do it anymore. Like, just too much time, right? I can't spend 8 hours a day
Remaining.
Got 3.
or 10 hours a day with 4 students. So
Oh, was that important?
yeah, just join the Discord if you want. I'm sure you're in the Discord. That's a big round here. If they lost this round, it's tough.
So secure.
But
I need a drop.
Tack, tack.
Arm guy, are you in the Discord? I don't think I've seen your name there yet. I think I have, but you know, obviously a lot of people don't talk and stuff like that. They're really in there for the VODs. I'm gonna have a contest as well. I'm gonna make a video and make an announcement. It's gonna be a video submission contest where you gotta make me laugh. It has to be funny and a reason, like reasons why you want free coaching. You're gonna be able to win 1 week of free coaching every day.
Spike down.
So
B.
you'll get a 2-hour session every day. You must be able to make the sessions. If not, then you're not
One
gonna
enemy
qualify.
remaining.
You have to be there every day. And yeah, I want it to be really funny. I'll put the link. I don't have the Discord thing like that, but I'll put the. Hold, give me one second.
Match point.
If you were saving your energy for the end, this is it.
Oh. My link is invalid. No. The one in my bio. Which bio? My Twitch bio? This one should work. I'm pretty sure it's not. My Twitch bio? Let me fix that. Okay, sorry. I'm not sure why it's not working.
Blasting.
That's so weird. Try it. Try the link I sent in chat. Tell me if it works.
Off your feet.
It's so weird. I set it as never expires, so.
Worthless.
Okay, that's so
Spike
weird, but that's
down
it.
A.
That's so weird,
One
Rim.
enemy
Like,
remaining.
it's the same link as the one in my bio. That's so strange. What the hell?
Defenders win.
Okay, give me 1 second, okay? Just talking to chat real quick. That is so weird. Can you try to see if my link in the bio works now on Twitch? That is so strange. Why it won't work? All right, bro. Good games. GGs. So, what you're NA, right? Give me 1 second. Hello, can you hear me? Oh wait, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, we got a lot to unpack, my brother. You're in NA, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So we're gonna get in. We're gonna be able to get in custom. Some of my students are like from Australia and stuff, so we can't get in custom together. Just PM me your user and the code. I'm gonna log in. We're gonna get in the custom and really work through these things. You're kind of lucky because I really only have one more student that's like a regular, which doesn't mind waiting sometimes. So this session might be much longer than other people's. I'm gonna try to be as detailed as I can and not rush through it. There are times where I have like 5 students and I have to just really power through these points. What's your rank, Rimsy? Okay, I just hit that one, my new P. Okay, guys, chat. I'm not gonna be talking to you guys. Okay. So just PM me your stuff here. Wait, just log in. Okay, I added you. Oh, I was yapping to myself for a sec. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen as well. So when I'm explaining certain things, you can see my POV. If you can't in the custom. Alright, let's get in a custom game. You can be on my team, it's fine. We'll go to Abyss. Let's turn cheats on. Alright, let's get into it. There is a lot to unpack, okay? That I saw from your game. Obviously, it's one game, you know, but still, I tell my students all the time, like, I can kind of see still in the macro lens, like, what your issues are off one game, right? Like, you know, if you're doing something wrong, you're probably gonna keep doing it until it's really corrected. So, I'm gonna get on Breach. You can get on a Smokes if you want, like a Clove or a Brim, yeah, just so we can kind of put smokes down. Probably only need one Breach. And if you have any questions with what I'm with, you know, my points or stuff like that, or you know, you can tell me. Just interrupt me while I'm talking. It's fine.
No one die on
Okay.
me. We're all
So-
going home.
Okay, first things first, we're going through sections. So the first section is gonna be comms. Okay, we're gonna start with your cons first, and your pros last. Okay. All right. Okay, first things first. Okay, this is what I wrote down. Too little comms. Okay, you're not directing your team. You're not being a leader. Okay, like you're barely speaking. The times you speak is when it's like a 2v2 situation, and you know, or like a 3v2 situation, and there's a flank that killed the guy, one of your teammates, and you're like, you just say, flank, right? Like it's too generic slash. It's not specific, detailed enough. Okay, let me just pause this. Turn all your
My
cheats
ult's
on.
ready.
Just pause this. Let me put ping on. Pause the timer. Okay, good. So you need to be detailed. Okay. If you want to be a high-level player, you need to have high-level comms. That just comes with the territory. Okay. You're not gonna not speak in high-level lobbies. You will not win games because, you know, think about it this way: a team of 5 that has super good specific detailed comms from every single person versus a team that only has 2 or 3 people doing that, the other team's gonna lose. Okay, that's just the way this game works. Every little information, every little piece of information you believe that does not matter matters. Okay, especially at the higher levels. For example, like, hey, I'm gonna leave you, bro, I'm gonna walk down. Okay, hey, can you hold this for me? Those type of informations really matter, and you did do those sometimes, but not all the time. It was too infrequent. It was just like you did it like 2 or 3 times out of, you know, so many rounds, right? You got to be doing it every single round, every single time you can. Feed your team information to win them rounds. Okay, round 5, on B. So we're just kind of gonna go through it. It's not really in order, some of them, but I'm pretty sure they're like pretty much in order. So round 5, this is comms. B, on B, just uses the ult and stun, doesn't set up his duelist, team loses round and wasted valuable ult. So come ghost all the way to B, sorry. So I remember this round. Sorry, it's my mom's talking. Thank you. Just give me some food. So on B, so one second. Remember this round where you just ulted like this?
My ult's ready.
Off the rip. You can watch it in the VOD, it'll be there. Remember this round?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so this was really early on. You did not say anything. You can't even watch the bot. You just pulled out your ult, you started ulting, and also, you know, you also just stunned behind, like on the ult. Like you gotta kind of separate your utility, where we ult here and then we stun Heaven or stun Link, right? You just
I knew there was one behind the box.
regardless, you ulted him. Why do we have to ult him and stun him? Right? That's what you did. You ulted him and then you stunned him. Like this is useless. You just wasted utility, okay? And that's something, you know, we'll get more into detail with this stuff in the utility section, utility usage section, but right now we're focusing on the comms, right? Like this, you know, and one thing I tell all my students is just because it's comms doesn't mean it doesn't relate to game sense or other aspects of your game. Like this scenario, you know, it's a lot of things. Like it's positioning, it's your comms, it's your game sense. Like you just ulted and stunned and didn't say anything, right? You gotta set up your team. Make sure, be a leader. Tell them, hey guys, are you guys ready? I'm about to ult, right? So that way they can prepare themselves. If you just solo ult this by yourself and not tell them, like, obviously they kind of went in, but it's not. There's no synergy there, as in where the Jett is ready to dash, right? The other, I think he had an ISO. I can't remember. Yeah, you had an ISO, like where he can start walling and start scaling up, right? Obviously in the lower levels, you see, you know, this is gonna be common and it's okay if you don't calm, but if you want to be a higher level player, you need to be actively communicating. Guys, I'm gonna ult. Get ready, right? So give them some time where you look at the minimap. You don't just look at the screen. Look at your minimap where you can see them walking up, right? Guys, I'm about to ult. Ready? And they go, yep, go, and then you ult, right? I'm stunning link, right? You communicate these things with them, right? So that needs a lot of work, okay? We'll get into the utility side of it after. I probably wrote it down as well. Actually I didn't, so we can kind of go through it now, even though it's comms, right? Like, you can kind of see why this is useless, where I ult and then stun, right? How long does a stun last? How long do our people concuss for?
I think it's 4 seconds.
Right, it's 4 seconds. So if you wanted to do that, I wouldn't, you know, it's still kind of bad, but I would rather you ult and then wait, right? 1, 2, 3, or whatever, you're right, like your team can't kill him, then you stun, but you just automatically ulted, stun the same spot. Like, this is useless, right? Concusses don't, the time doesn't stack on each other. It's not going to be an 8-second stun, it's going to be a 4 or a 5-second stun, because he got stunned, 1 second goes by, you re-stun him, so now it's 4 seconds, so he gets stunned for 5 seconds, right? They don't stack on top of each other. The next thing is round 6. Okay, this is not really a site specific, but there was a round. I think you guys were going A. You can watch the VOD. You guys had like so much money. You guys were going A. Yeah, I remember. Like, one guy had 9K, one guy had 5K, like one guy had like another 4K, or one guy had 3K. Everyone bought full loadout in utility. You had your utility and stuff, but you just opted to have a classic, right? This kind of comes into your communication and game sense, where you need to understand the fundamentals of economy. You gotta just ask your team, hey guys, can you buy me? Okay, there's so many students I have where I'll be watching them and their whole team buys, okay, and they have money to buy them, and they're like in their buy screen. You can look at my POV. They're like kind of wondering what to buy. They're like, should I go like this? But then I tell them, bro, just ask your team to buy them, right? And then they don't even ask them. They just request. The team doesn't buy them. And then I tell them again, bro, just tell your team to buy you. And then they say, hey, can you buy me a rifle? And they instantly buy them a rifle, right? So that kind of comes with your game sense, fundamentals of economy, and communication. Like, why does it hurt for you to be like, yo, can you buy me a rifle, right? Because especially at the higher levels, your teammates don't want you to have a classic, okay? Especially when it's a gun round. They want you to have a rifle. There are times even the good players will sacrifice their own economy for the duelist to have a really, really good buy, okay? Where the Sage will just go light armor and a stinger so he can buy his duelist a rifle, right? He's sacrificing his own economy for the greater good of the round, for his duelist to put in the work and get the kill and win the round for him, okay? So we kind of have to work on that. Just be assertive, be a leader, be, you know, and be a teammate, right? They're your teammates. They're not against you. Just be like, guys, buy me, okay? Don't just request it. Don't say anything. They're not. A lot of the times in the lower levels, they don't even look at the loadout. They're just not even gonna buy you. You have to tell them, hey, can you buy me a rifle, bro? And they'll be like, yep, and they'll just buy it, and you say thank you, right? And you get the round moving forward. This is a generic note. Your comms are super uncertain. It's not like, hey guys, let's go B, let's rotate right now. Hey, can we push this right now? It's more like, do we want to go A? Where could they be? Like, it's really uncertain. And if you want to be a high level player, you really need to know. You need to be 100% certain. And this kind of falls into the game sense / information / comms, where, you know, like I explained before, all these small informations that you feed your team or your team feeds you are super important, okay? That will make you certain, where this guy's like, yo, 1 link, 2 heaven, so now you know there's 3, right? You're like, guys, we can rotate, there's too many. Or even now you see 1 mid, like one guy was mid and he sees 1 rotating over. You're like, guys, let's go, it's 4, right? You're 100% certain, but you're like, oh, should we go B? Like, what do you guys want to do? Like, you're asking your team what to do. You're not leading your team, okay? So, you know, obviously that's not round specific, but I saw that's like a common thing with your comms, like, and even though you're not calming a lot, when you're calming, it's quite uncertain. there are times, obviously, it's accurate. Like you're certain, you know, like that one round where it was like a 3v2, and then that Reyna killed your teammate. You're like flank. Like obviously you know he's there, but that's off the information, right? But there were times, like one time on B, you called. You were like, can we go vents? Should we go vents? Right? Like, just tell them, guys, let's go vents right now, and they would follow you. Because one thing I told you, not you, but one thing I told my students is that, especially in the lower levels, you gotta lead by example and be assertive. If you're assertive, a leader, and you kind of, even though you may not you, but even if that person may not know what they're like trying to do, everyone will follow that person because they automatically assume that that guy's better than me, right? They're like, oh, this guy kind of knows what he's talking about. So you gotta be assertive, and you know, obviously this is not really your elo, your gold, right? Like you shouldn't be in bronze, so you need to be even more of a leader because the guys you're playing with don't understand the things you understand. I kind of see that you kind of understand a little bit more, but still, like, you gotta lead these guys. Guys, let's go vents right now, right? Like, be assertive, have certain definitive language. Like, guys, we need to go, we need to rotate, and we're gonna go down the line. There's more comms like that. Okay. The next thing is round 13 on B. So this was on defense. On B, tells them they're all on me. So I remember this round. This was the round where you guys were all A. There's another thing about this round in terms of the movement / game sense, but oh, sorry, I'll put this here. But you guys were all A. Okay, we gotta, you know, we'll get into that after, but this is just comm section. So if they're all A, you started rotating B late. Okay, you came here. You remember that round? And you're here.
Yeah.
And the whole enemy team was out, and you just said they're all, well, not the, I shouldn't say the whole, because I only heard like maybe 2 to 3. Yeah, that's a big chunk of the team, but just be more specific for your team. Guys, they're on B right now. Like, don't just say all there, because this is a very, very common mistake that a lot of my students have, where they'll be like, all on me, 5B, and then their team just starts running down because they trust that comm, and then there's 1 or 2 guys mid, and they end up dying, that their team ends up dying, right? Your bad comms will lead your team to dying, so you got to be super, super specific at the high levels. Especially in the high levels, if you make that comm, like, they're all B, and then they run knife out because they trust your comm, and they die through mid, they're going to get really, really mad at you. They're going to be like, are you fucking retarded? Like, you just told me they're 5B, there's 2 mid, right? And I died because of you, right? They died because of you. So that's something we have to kind of work on. Just be specific. You could have been like, guys, they're coming in B, coming in right now, come, rotate, right? And then the bomb starts planning. Guys, they're planning, okay? Let's retake, right? Like, you gotta use these type of communications. The next, and then you kind of whiffed. You came out here and whiffed, but that'll be in the aim section. So round 14, I should have wrote what site, but you can watch it in the VOD. You just said they're here. I think it was A main. Like, you heard some A main, and you're like, they're here. Right, like, that's a very bad comm. Like, you gotta be specific, because I heard only like 2 in the beginning. Obviously there was more coming by, but just be specific, be detailed. Guys, I hear 2, right? So then your team can kind of know, you know, they're fed information. They can start deducting, right? There's only 5 players on each team, so when you say there's 3 A main, they can kind of assume that there's gonna be 1 mid, maybe 1 B. They can play accordingly. But if you just tell them, all A, they're here, you know, your teammates, if I was your teammates, like, especially in the lower levels, because they're not thinking, they're not actively thinking, they're just gonna start running down mid, running down B, running from B spawn, right? They're just gonna run to you. Okay, you gotta be specific if you want to be a high level player. Tell them, guys, I hear 2, right? Okay, they cut noise, they might go back to you mid, stuff like that. Okay. Round 16 on B, so you're on defense, so let's go B. Actively saw the, okay, I remember this round so clearly. So it's not more so what you did, it's more what more like you didn't do in terms of your communication. So it was a 2v2 situation. Your jet either came down link, I can't remember, you can watch VOD, came down link or flanked, and your Omen, remember when you got on the bomb here and it was smoked? You could smoke it, just smoke it here. Just throw a brimstone smoke. Remember when your Omen got on the bomb to defuse and the Clove came out here? Remember that round? And you just killed it. And I was watching your screen. You were watching the Omen's POV. He was defusing and the Clove came out and one tapped him. and then it switched to the Jets POV where he was. I can't remember if he flanked or he came down
No,
main.
I remember it. He came through here and then
Okay.
he killed the
Right
one
here.
here. and
Right,
then
right,
he
but
didn't.
no, but he
Right
didn't.
here.
He didn't kill the clove through this
Right there.
danger. He
Yeah,
killed
no,
him
I know,
through. He killed him.
Cypher.
Right. But he.
Cypher, right
I'm talking about when
Right
he
here.
yeah, killed the cipher. He killed the cipher through right here, right where I'm studying. He didn't kill him through coming through danger. Right. He came down main, because I remember specifically. He came down main. He knifed the cipher and he just kept looking like this. Like, look at my POV. He's like looking around and like clearing. You have to tell him, bro. He's on site. You told him way too late. The bomb is ticking, right? The bomb is down, and it's not like a scenario where the bomb was planted right away. It was ticking for a while. You guys only had like 15 seconds. You know, it takes 7 seconds to defuse a bomb. So he killed the cipher to make it. It was a 1v2. He kills the cipher. It's 1v1, and he's just like running around with his knives. He's like, right? You gotta tell him. You saw him. Yo, he's default. He's on site. He's on site. Backside. This area is called backside. So you tell him, yo, he was backside. He killed Omen, right? He would automatically. Obviously, this is lower levels, but at the higher levels, he would have automatically. And at the higher levels, once he killed this cipher, he would have automatically knew he was there because he would be actively looking at his minimap. He saw his Omen die in the smoke, so he knows that one's on site. Obviously, this is lower level, so you really gotta lead your team. He kills the cipher, and he's just walking around. Tell him, yo, he's on site. He would have backed up and at least try to win the round for you guys, okay? Yeah, so that's kind of like super bad. Like, you knew the information, but you're not feeding it to your team. At the higher levels, you're just gonna lose games like that. You gotta lead your team. Give them the important information, right? Obviously, when it's like a 1v1 and he knows exactly where he is, you're not gonna, or like, you know, whatever the situation, you're not gonna just tell him like be in his ear all the time. But he didn't know. You actively knew he didn't know. You saw his POV. He killed the cipher and he's going main and he's looking here. He's like looking around. He's so unaware of what's going on. So you gotta tell your team, bro. He's backside. He killed the Omen. He can be anywhere on site, okay? And then he'll do the rest. Whether he wins the round or whatever, it doesn't matter. But you kind of see where you went wrong, right? You saw, right? I saw your POV. You saw the Omen. You're in the Omen POV. He dies. He kills the cipher. It's 1v1. Tell him, yo, he's backside. He's last seen backside. Kill Omen, okay? Gotta be specific. Gotta be a high-level player. Aim. We're in the aim section now, okay? Overall, one thing I'll say is your aim is decent. It's not the greatest. It's not the worst, as in like, you know, you're licking the ground when you're running around, or like body, like your crosshair placements all right, but I did notice that it needs a lot of work, okay? And another thing I'll say is that the main thing about your aim section is the smallest section, okay? The biggest section for you is really communication, utility usage, movement, and game sense. You're kind of lacking in those four, but your aim is your strongest trait. But the main theme I saw is that you whiff way too much on your first couple bullets, okay? And you still get the kill, but you have to think about it like this, where in the higher levels, you're instantly dead. All those fights you took, you're instantly dead. You're never, ever going to kill those guys because they have good aim. They're just going to instantly flick you, instantly micro-adjust you. They're just going to delete you, okay? At the higher levels, especially Diamond Plus, Low Ascendant. That's not even high levels, but that's like the medium levels. But those guys can instantly delete anyone. Those guys can even instantly delete Immortal players, right? Their aim is good, and it starts getting really good at that level, okay? Obviously, their game sense or whatever is lacking, but at your level, you can kind of pull it off, but you're never going to climb, okay? If you continue aiming like that, you need, because you just always whiff your first 1 to 3 bullets, right? That's 2 to 3 seconds, 1 to 3 seconds where you're not doing anything, and obviously they're just bad players are whiffing on you too. But at the higher level, someone with really crispy aim, you're instantly deleted, okay? All of those fights that I saw you take. So round 1 on B, this is the very first round. You probably remember, you came here, you just wide swung this angle, and you whiffed your first 2 shots on the enemy breach, and he got away, right? Like, you gotta instantly delete him, okay? And you don't need to wide swing off this, okay? You can kind of slice the pie, okay? You can even jiggle it to get info, because at the higher levels, okay, low Immortal, high Ascendant, people have pre-aim spots where they know where people walk out and they instantly headshot you, okay? There's no time to react. You're gonna be super dizzy because you're gonna be really tilted the way they kill you because you're gonna think they're cheating, but it's not them cheating. It's just them being really good with crosshair placement, their aim, anticipation, and just being really quick. Okay. So yeah, you're just wide swinging this. You shouldn't really wide swing this ever, especially in the higher ranks, because people hold it. Especially when one guy's, usually there's 1 or 2 on B, so like a cipher. So one guy will
Last
hold this
player
here.
standing. Flawless.
One guy will hold it from heaven. Whoops, I died too. Okay, so we gotta really work on that. So this is a generic wait. Oh no, so there's more notes for this round. So round B, swings wide and whiffs 1 to 3 shots. And then I wrote post plant, re-swings when doesn't even have to after getting 2. So I remember you whiffed on the breach, you guys got on site, and then you killed 2 Link. Do you remember that round?
there.
So let me just.
Yeah.
You killed 2 Link, and then it was a 3v1. You guys almost lost this round. Like at the higher levels, you guys
We're
would have
not
lost this
getting the
round the way
message.
you played it.
Leave it to me.
You-
I'll rough them up.
You come follow me. You re-swung for no reason. Like it's a 3v1. Just chill. You guys just got the bomb down, right? This kind of comes into game sense and your movement and your aim. Okay, don't just re-swing this for no reason. Okay, you gotta identify the situation. 3v1. There's so much time to burn. It's pistol round. It's not like it's a rifle round.
Hit them
You know
fast.
the
hit them
the
hard.
playing field is even on pistol rounds. Okay, so you gotta be like, oh wait, sorry, let me just pause this. You just gotta be patient. Let him even walk out and just hold an off angle. Okay, hold an off angle, or hold like this, or hold this off angle, or reposition yourself where you're safe, where you can hold this, or maybe come back and
Right
come
there.
under. Right, this is kind of an off angle as well. Okay, but you killed 2, which is great. I like that. And then you just instantly swung, traded, and the guy literally almost won the round. The guy, it was a 3v1, and he turned it into a 1v1, and he almost won here, where he was like fighting this guy, and he, at the higher levels, he could have won that easily because your teammate was whiffing. Okay, you need to just identify situations and be patient and really play to win rounds, not ego swing people and try to put up your stats. Okay, one thing I'll say is, yeah, you're top fragging for a while. Yeah, you got a lot of kills, like 17 and 18 kills, but when I actually looked at the game, you weren't actually really doing too much. Like you'd get yours, but your team was really doing a lot of the heavy lifting. They were really carrying, they were entering site, stuff like that. Like they were really putting in more work than you. So we got to really work on that. Just don't re-swing this. Just be patient, hold an off angle, reposition myself. I can go back and play with my team, right? Strength in numbers. You gotta really play together at the higher levels and in pro play. That's why you see people double swing. They're gonna swing together. They don't 1 by 1 peek. Okay, they come back to their team and play together. Okay, even if that means having a bad position as a team, it doesn't matter. Like your chances of them killing you guys is much lower when it's a 3v1 versus a 1v1, 3 1v1s. He got 3 1v1s because you started it. He killed you here. He killed like somebody on the site, and then he went to the bomb and almost won it. So you gotta kind of have to think about these scenarios. Play for the win. Don't play for your kills. Okay. The next thing is round 9. So this was attack. Reyna kills Reyna with, I should wrote where this was. You can watch in the VOD. You killed the Reyna. I can't remember if it was B or A. I should have wrote down what site. But again, you whiffed your first 3 shots and then you headshotted him. Okay, in the higher levels, instantly dead. We kind of talked about. You're instantly dead. That fight, you're done. Like you would be thinking the guy's cheating. How fast you die. Okay. We talked about this. We won't go too into that. But you're whiffing a lot of your first bullets. Okay, you're getting some headshots in there, here and there, but they're super inconsistent still. Okay. Round 13, whiffing again and dies. I should have wrote what site. I can't remember, but you whiffed again and you just died. Okay. That was the common theme with your aim. You're just whiffing your first bullets way too much. You gotta work on your aim where it's consistent. Okay. Okay. The next section is movement position. Overall, I think your movement and positioning is your second strongest section. But also you have problems with padding. Like there was a round on B, an A. You just like your team entered the site. It was good. You got the bomb down. It's good. And then you just went up here for no reason. Like backside wasn't even clear really, and you just went up here and then the clove killed you from down here. Okay, like your padding needs a little bit of work. Like if I planted this bomb, I would have made sure I would have cleared this, sliced the pie, make sure obviously this is like pretend your teammate came across the other side, cleared it as well, and then make my way towards the third section of the site, which is back site. Okay, spawn. But you're
Last
we'll talk about
player
that a bit
standing.
later. So the next thing is yeah, so I wrote overall padding needs work. That kind of comes up with your game sense and just getting a lot of hours in the game. Okay, it takes time to develop those things, but when you understand good padding and the common padding, you can use that to your advantage on defense, where you understand how people move, where you can start predicting them, kind of having like a map pack brain, where you know he started A main and he cut noise and okay, he's gonna be around mid by this time or whatever, maybe whatever. It's all situational, but you'll develop that type of map pack where you kind of know where they're gonna be, or like there's a lot of rounds at the higher level where you know it's like a 1v2 situation. You're fighting this, like you're kind of fighting this guy, but then the guy's already out, and at the lower levels people don't know. They're just kind of just staring at main and they die from this guy coming out. But at the higher levels they automatically know that if I'm fighting this guy and there's another guy, that guy's most likely out, right? Like that's how higher level people think. They understand people's pathing where they already expect that guy's out, and you see that in a lot of the pro games where you're just like, what the fuck, this guy's map hacking, bro. But that's his game sense, that's his brain, he's seen so many situations, experienced the game so much where he understands how people move. Okay, so the next thing is rounding corners or just wide swinging a lot. Needs to work on his peeking mechanics. There were a lot. This is a general note, it's not really round specific. I noticed you're rounding corners a lot. Okay, like if a guy was there and you just went like this, you're dead. Okay, he's gonna see you first. And also you're just every peek is a wide swing. There was no jump peek, there was no jiggling. Okay, no slicing the pie. Okay, it was just always wide swing, always, like probably 90% of the time. I didn't really see you jiggle an angle or slice the pie. That's the most important at high levels. Slice the pie, because when you slice the pie you can see them before they see you. Okay, and you get an advantage, and you're clearing corners angles actively. But you're just rounding corners a lot. Even if I were to peek this corner and I knew this guy was here, I'm never ever rounding this corner like this. He's gonna see my glide, I'm dead. Okay, I'm either gonna slice the pie, okay, like that, or I'm gonna pre-aim and fast wide swing, right, close to the wall, not back here and swing like this, because he'll see my shoulder before I see him. So I gotta be close to the wall. I would get ready. Obviously I would clear all these common angles first before I do it, or let my team hold it and then do it. Come close to the wall and swing and I'm already on his head. He's insta dead. And this gives me an advantage because of Peeker's advantage. Do you know what that is?
Like you have the like you're expecting someone to be there, so you have like a fast reaction time.
Somewhat, yeah. You're kind of right. So Peeker's advantage is just how the servers ping latency information is being sent to each computer, the servers, right? When I swing close to the wall like this, the swinger actually has the advantage versus the holder. Okay, in other FPS games like Counter-Strike and stuff like that, you know, the advantage is to the holder, right? It makes sense. I'm holding him coming out where I see him first, but you know, even in real time, the holder has, you know, like in an army or something, the guy holding the angle has the advantage, right? In close quarter combat, whatever it may be. But in this game, just kind of how latency works, right? The servers ping, you know, some people have higher ping, some people have lower ping. You know, you'll often hear people that have higher ping saying, yo, I'm gonna swing because I have the advantage. It's just the information being relayed is different. So the guy that swings like this can actually see this guy and react faster than this guy holding. Okay, I'm gonna be sitting here like this, and I'm just gonna be instantly dead, and I'll kind of see, like, it will feel like you're running and shooting me, but that's not the case. It's just that I'm so fast in the information where I have the advantage. Okay, that's why they call it Peeker's advantage. The Peeker has the advantage in terms of latency, so that's why people swing like this. The next thing is, so going on that point, you know, you gotta develop these mechanics. It's a mechanic. Okay, slicing the pie, it's a mechanic. Okay, jump peeking for information is a mechanic. Okay, it's a fundamental mechanic where you kind of need to use it. You can't just wide swing everything. Okay, because I explained to all my students because a lot of my students have this problem. They just swing everything. even if they know it's 3 or 1 or 5 people, bro, like you're instantly dead. I don't care if you have insane aim where you can 1v5 them, okay? The chance of you 1v5ing them at a higher level, especially Ascendant, Immortal, is really low. They're just gonna instantly delete you. Obviously, there's exceptions to the rule where, you know, the pros do it, you see them do it, but, you know, it's very rare. It's very unlikely. So you gotta kind of work on these things. We will at the end. I'll show you you know, a lot of movement stuff. And then and then the next thing, yeah, last thing for movement, round
Spike and
17.
attacker
So you're on
spawn.
defense. Just wides. I should roll. Oh, I did. Just wide swings with utility in his hand into enemy on A link. So A link would be. Oh, wait. Oh, that's. I meant to say B link. You remember this round? Come follow me. You're here. You were fighting the Reyna. You swung. You were whiffing. You went back, and then you took your flash route or your concuss, your aftershock.
It was my aftershock.
And
Well,
then-
not my-
Yeah, your aftershock, and you're just caught out in the open with your pants down. Like, he just easily killing you, right? And this kind of goes with the whole, your peeking mechanics are off. You could have just went like this.
Clearing out.
A quick jiggle aftershock. You don't even need to swing to aftershock. You could have just went like this. Look, just look at my body. I didn't wide swing. Boom. And then even if he shot me, okay, I don't take full damage because I would take wall bang damage, right? You know how that works. So you take decreased damage. So you kind of have to use your terrain. This is in it might be in the game sense category too, but I noticed you're just wide in the open way too much. Okay, you're because you're wide swinging, because you don't understand these other mechanics, like jiggling, jump peeking, you know, slicing the pie, where you're just forced to only wide swing. Okay, and that's something we'll work on at the end of the session. But you could have just went like this. Like, even when you were fighting him, I saw you swung him wide. Okay, you could have just jiggled to make sure he's not walking up or he's
Right
moving
there.
to this corner. Okay, right, stuff like that. So that's it for movement positioning. Overall, you're pretty good with playing with your team. Like, you're with your team. It's not like you're back 10 feet behind them, baiting them hard. You know, they're going on site, you're going on site. So, you know, overall, your movement is number 2 in terms of strength. Like number 2 in terms of tier of like how of these sections. Okay, so it's like aim for you and then movement. Okay, your last I would probably say is your communication. Is your worst, is your biggest weaknesses. Your game sense is pretty weak too, but it should be. It's still higher than your comms. Your comms was just terrible that whole game. You know, I'm not trying to bash you. I'm just being really, really honest and brutal with you, so that way you learn. Okay, I'm like that with all my students. I'm as honest as I can be, because I'm not gonna lie to you and say, oh, it was pretty decent. You know, okay. If you want to be a high level player, you need to really, really work on that. Okay. The next thing is utility usage. So you probably heard the term util dump, right? Yo, guys, they're util dumping. They're dumping their util, right? You do this way too much. Okay, you just, like, whether you're on defense or attack, you're just like
Blinding.
and a lot of the times
Flash out.
actually, like, you're not using your utility accordingly. Okay, you're not using it accordingly, but you're just dumping your util, and I'll kind of explain what I mean by that. Okay, so we'll kind of get there. But so round 2 on A entries, and he doesn't use any utility and hesitates as well. I remember this round. So come A, run all the way to A if you want, or watch my POV, it doesn't matter. You'll remember this round. It's on the VOD. Okay, you were about to stun. Your team was out. Like, this guy dashed. Your ISO was out. They were like
Right
up
there.
here. You were main still, and you were about to stun, and then you just didn't stun. And you'll see the VOD. You had all your utility up till this point, and then you started dumping all your utility on site. Okay, and this is kind of what I mean is, you're not set. You're an initiator, right? Obviously, you're a duelist main, but whatever. We're kind of focusing on this game. You're an initiator, okay? You need to set your team up, especially when you have a jet, right? That's why all the pros play breach jet, because it's a combo. You got to combo off each other. Where I stun backside, jet dashes in and kills this guy
Right
full
there.
stun for 4 seconds, right?
I hesitated because Jet was in the area of the.
Sure, but still, like, that kind of comes with your game sense and, like, overall utility usage. You should have used this util long time ago, but they were on site already, and that made you not be able to use your utility because he's in the area already. This stun should have been used 10, okay, maybe not 10 seconds, but 5 seconds ago. Okay, that's my point. It's not that because he was there you didn't use it. It's because you're not using it at the right times. You're an initiator, right? Just like that round where you just ulted B, like you're not really using it accordingly as, you know, mixing it with your comms, but you're just dumping it on the same spot. You're just like ulting with the stun, right? Like you got this should have been the first piece of utility, or even your flash. Guys, get ready. I'm about to flash you in, Jet. Go. And then you flash, right? You give him the Q because you're the initiator. You're the one that should be really directing your team. That's what an initiator's goal is, right? It's in the role. You're the initiator. You're the one to kind of either direct your team into contact or the one that takes contact. Obviously, Duelist's role is more to take the contact, but your role is really to direct your team with the contact to gain that first contact. Okay, so I would have just, yo, I'm gonna stun left side, Jet. Ready? I stun. Go, dash, and then he would dash or whatever, bridge side, doesn't matter. I'm flashing backside. Get ready, guys. Flashing back. Obviously, you're not gonna flash them when they're backside, when they're coming up. Get ready. I'm flashing now. Right? Flashing heaven, guys. Right? Like these type of communication / game sense / utility usage all ties together. It's not separate. That's what you have to understand. You need to have all your levels of these categories on the same page. Okay. For example, your aim is let's say it's a 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10. Okay. You know, your game sense, utility usage is like a 3 out of 10, right? Like it needs to be all on the same page where you can combine it together and actively make sure that it's, you know, you're optimal. You're being synergized with not only yourself, but your team. Okay. So, you know, yes. So with this note, I would obviously communicate to him to tell him to get ready. Jet, get ready, man. I'm gonna stun backside for you, bro. Get ready to dash, or whoever it may be. Raised, get ready to satchel raise. I'm gonna stunning now. Okay, I'm gonna flash for you, bro. Flashing, he's flashed, right? Like you gotta use that type of communication, your utility usage and game sense together. Coming with that is you just use your util accordingly. You know, combo it. Don't just get on site, because the common thing I noticed with your utility usage is you don't help your team set up on site, as in using your util to help them get on site. They'll just get on site automatically. You'll be on site and then you start dumping it. Okay, I saw that like 3 to 5 rounds where you start using util after you're on site, and it's kind of pointless. Like, you know, I'd rather you save it once you get the bomb down and use it for post plant, but you just start dumping it in the middle of the round, right? Either use it, you know, to set your team up to entry, or use it for post plant, but you're using it in mid round uselessly, where, you know, it's not really that effective, not very effective. You're not getting value with your utility. Okay, this game's all about value. You need to bring value to your team. The next thing is round 6 on A, randomly stuns. I can't remember exactly what happened here, but you could probably watch on the VOD. It kind of goes with your whole, like, you're just using your util to get rid of it, not really thinking about what to do, right? Or why I'm using it, right? Okay, yo, there's 3 about to come, like your team's telling you, yo, 3 about to come out spawn, get ready, right? Like then you use, but you just, like, your team had all the sight, and like it was like a 5v3. I can't remember which like exactly what happened, but you just like randomly use a stun somewhere. Okay, I'd rather you use that stun for post plant, like before they're about to get on the bomb, or they ping the bomb. Use it, right? The stun obviously resets, but it's super valuable where you kind of need to either use it to entry or hold on to it to kill people. Okay, you're just using it. You're just like, and then nobody's there, and nothing really happened with this piece of utility. The next thing is, and I will send you all these notes so that you can refer back to the VOD and kind of, you know, see what happened there. Round 17, randomly just stuns A main when it doesn't hear anything. So I remember this round. You were with Sage. Do you remember this round? And I think you were here, or you were Heaven, or here.
there.
I can't remember exactly. It doesn't really matter. That's not really the point of where you were. It's more about what you did. Okay, your Sage was main, or you were main, or it doesn't matter. And you guys heard nothing. I was listening. There was no noise, and they were going B, and you still stun, right? What's the point of this stun? Yeah, go
I
ahead.
was trying to, cause Sage was gonna peek main, so
Right.
I was just doing it so Sage could peek.
Sure, but you didn't even tell him, yo, I'm gonna stun for you, right? You didn't say anything. You just stunned and just started running B. Okay? If you're gonna set up this play, you tell him, Sage, get ready. I'm gonna stun if I hear anything. Okay? And then he would kind of get ready for that. But you just stunned, and I saw the Sage. He didn't even swing. he was like, he kind of maybe peeked it, but he didn't fully like clear the stun area to make sure no one was there. Okay, you need to tell him, yo, Sage, get ready to, if I stun, push him, see if someone's there, right? Like actively tell these guys what to do, because you're better than these guys. I can kind of tell in terms of overall gameplay. Like these guys were kind of clueless, right? They're not doing much. You know, your Jet was pretty bad too, but your ISO was probably the better player, like behind you. Okay, but you gotta just be like, yo, like start of the round, yo, Sage, if I hear anything, I'm gonna stun. If I don't hear anything, kind of walk out, take the space, right? That kind of goes in the game sense, as in you're helping your team gain the space, gain the information. I tell all my students this, and it's so true. Okay, gaining space in this game is getting information. Getting information is winning the rounds, because you actively know where they are. For example, you know, I've said this example so many times to my students, where if I didn't hear anything, my Sage didn't hear anything, he's like, don't stun, don't stun, I'm gonna walk out. I don't stun. Okay, he starts walking out main, right? Where can they be? Let's say one of your teammates top mid, right here, just kind of like jiggling both sides to make sure no one's walking up. If he walks up all the way to A lobby, where can the enemy be? That's the question.
They could be corner, like
Not like
far
a
left or that.
not like a specific corner, but generally, where's the enemy gonna be positioned? If he cleared all of this, he's not dead, nobody's fighting him, no one's coming back to him, where are they gonna be? And your
B
team's,
main.
and where else?
Mid.
Yes, so you kind of deduct, obviously, for example's sake, like let's say this guy's kind of just sitting there, he's jiggling, right? And this guy walks up, bro, like we know either they're gonna be spawn area mid, like this mid, right? Like here, or B main, right? Let's say your team's kind of like, you know, watching B, or he's kind of like playing off on heaven or link, right? We just automatically know where they are. It's like map hacking, right? And that's kind of what I explain to my students is gaining information, telling your teammates these information is crucial. And at the higher levels, obviously in your levels, it's not as common, where they're actively looking at the minimap and seeing what your team is seeing. Okay, in my lobbies, if this guy's walking out main, okay, the guy on B will automatically be like, yo, Sage walked out main, guys, they're probably mid and B main, get ready, come, rotate. They know, I don't even need to tell them. They see this vision cone where he's walking out, he cleared all of this, so they're looking. The guy on B, I'll go B and kind of show you. Let's say that vision cone was there, like he was walking out main. This guy on B would be like, oh fuck, we cleared A main. Yo, they're probably towards mid and B. Can you guys kind of lean them towards over here, right? He would actively tell us, right? There's that synergy there where he understands what's going on. Everyone's game sense is on the same level. And then obviously, you know, there are times they don't know. So this guy would kind of have to tell him, yo, I walked out A main. They're not here. They're towards B. And that's what I do. Yo, they're B, guys. They're main. Be careful. They could come out. I'm behind them. I have a flank. I give them this information, right? So that's that. Let's see, what was the next one? So randomly, so how to say, so this one was, so this is generic note, we kind of touched on it, I'm not going to go too much into it. Not using utility to set up his team, it's a common thing to utility usage. You gotta really set them up. I know you're a duelist main, but think about it this way, you're a duelist, wouldn't you want your breach to set you up if you're playing Jet or Race, right? You gotta think about it that way.
Yeah.
You gotta kind of think about it how you would want it, where and how you would get, like where they would give it to you, and how you would want it. You gotta give it to the other duelists as well. Obviously, you're playing Initiator, but you can't just, you know, mindlessly do nothing. Okay, you gotta set them up for success to win the rounds. Winning rounds equals winning games. Winning games means climbing. Okay, in the micro sense, it all matters. In the macro sense, it matters. Like, it's all intertwined. All these small edges that you gain from, you know, improving and doing these things right will automatically make you a better player. And being a better player means climbing, and climbing means hitting the goals you want to hit. Okay, so we gotta improve on these things. So after that, it's round 16. So you are on defense. I should roll where you can go back in the VOD and see. I keep forgetting to write the sites sometimes, because I'm just so like going back to watching you play and writing the notes, because I don't want to miss stuff. So you just first contact, like I'm pretty sure this round was A. I could be wrong, but I'm just gonna show you on B. Like, you kind of see them and you just start dumping your util on them, right? You just like start dumping all your util as soon as you kind of see them, hear them. But the problem with this issue is that at higher levels, they're not gonna run into this util. At the higher levels, they wait to make sure that people don't use this type of utility where they set their team up to kill the attackers. Where, for example, like we kind of know they like to go A a lot. They kind of five-man rush A a lot, okay? And you're a breach and a jet where you guys have been doing this, right? A stun and he dashes and starts killing your team. Okay, at the higher levels, they automatically adjust. Okay, guys, let's wait out the stun. Let's wait out the raise nade. You probably hear that. Maybe not as often, but in my lobbies, especially on like Lotus, on A main, where they always instantly throw a nade, you're not gonna just run out. You're dead. So what at the high level people think is like, guys, let's wait it out. And also it's like a information thing. If we just wait out the utility where they use it all the time, they automatically will assume, the defense will be like, oh, there's nothing here, right? And then they start slowly walking up. You're gonna see that in the higher levels where they start slowly walking up, and the site is way more clear, like as in less resistance. Like there's not people just actively holding main. They're gonna kind of maybe fall off back, rotating mid, and then obviously, you know, at the higher levels, they kind of come back, or one guy will anchor, stuff like that. But you know, that's the kind of importance of not dumping your utility, because in a way it's an information thing as well. Okay, so just when you see them, hear them, don't just automatically just start flashing for no reason. Okay, make sure there's a reason you're flashing here. Like, I'm gonna peek, we're gonna triple peek, stuff like that. Jet's gonna dash in, and they're gonna be stunned, stuff like that. So we gotta actively think really critically about these things, not just mindlessly. Oh, I hear them start stunning and ulting and flashing and I actually believe yeah, no, I'm wrong, but I thought this was the round where you ulted, but no, it's not that round. So round 17, we're almost done. Round 17 randomly just stuns a main. Wait, we went through that one. Yeah, we went through that one. Round 18 just ults too quickly with the Bucky, needs to be patient. So this round, remember this round where you ulted? Yeah. You heard them, you ulted, and you got one, and then you couldn't get more. And I'm gonna ask you, do you understand why you couldn't get more? It's okay to be wrong. Just answer it as many times as you can, and I'll explain the right answer.
Wait, say it again.
I said, do you understand why you could only get one
Right
here
there.
instead of killing the whole team?
Because they weren't pushed up.
Exactly, and that kind of comes with the patience. You knew, I knew that you knew that they were there. You put your ult out to get ready to ult them. You just have to be a little bit. I love this play. I really like what you're thinking here, but you need to be way more patient. I just don't like the execution. I love the thought process. I love that you wanted to take this really aggressive line, but you need to really execute much better, right? You only got one. You used an ult, solo ult, to kill one guy. Okay, it's not good enough. You need to kill minimum 2 or their whole team. Okay, where you pop off. So you hear them, and this kind of comes in with your game sense, okay, and understanding pathing. Okay, once you hear them here, they're too far for you to ult, because they get pushed back with the ult too, right? So you gotta wait. You should have waited like at least minimum 2 more seconds. Or, you know, the good players really patient. Like last second, they hear them, like the smokes get thrown down, they're about to come out, and this guy will just instantly ult 5, just run out and just boom, whatever it may be, right? They need to be here, but the first guy was here, but everyone else was back here, because especially because they get pushed back by the ult too. So this kind of ties with the game sense aspect of it. Okay, I love this thought process. I love this aggressive line. I really do. I'm not even talking shit. Like, I really like this, but just be a little bit more patient. Understand that it takes time for them to come up. You just instantly ulted, and then this guy was just up here, right? Because he's the duelist. He's gonna be the first point of attack. Okay, that's that. Game sense. Overall, your game sense is pretty strong. I would say it's definitely, you know, it's not bad. It needs a lot of work though. There are a lot of rounds where you should have identified a rotation, or being able to set up your team, stuff like that, like, or utility usage overall, timings, right? Game sense is everything. That's kind of what you have to think about, is your intuition, your experience with the game, where it's developed your brain to being like super efficient / understanding where they're gonna be, stuff like that. Like, game sense is like the pinnacle of really what you need. Something I explain to my students is game sense outweighs aim. Aim is useless, okay? That's why FNS is a pro, okay? Because his brain is so huge. He's an IGL. He leads his team, okay? Obviously, he's not the best IGL, but that's why he's a pro, okay? Even though everyone clowns him for his aim, he's dog shit. Even I think his aim is dog shit. He's terrible. The way he peeks angles and stuff when I watch him play, that last series against Crew, like, I watched it last night. It was terrible. Like, but that's why he's a pro, because he understands certain things, as in timings, movement, anticipation, prediction, tendencies. He's a high level thinker, okay? And that's what makes players. Aim does not make players, okay? Look at Demon 1. He's one of the best aimers in NA, but he struggles in pro play because, yeah, he had one good year, won the champ, but look at him now. He's washed. Like, people are clowning him. You know, he played like dog shit, right? Like, Aspas is way better. You know why? And I saw a short on this. Sorry, there was a Twitter post where a pro compared them to and said Aspas is all brain and aim, and Demon 1 is all aim, and he's 100% right. Okay, that's why Aspas is so consistently good. That's why he's been at the best. He's considered the best player for so long, because his game sense is so strong where he doesn't need an IGL to tell him what to do, what the enemy's thinking. He actively knows by himself, and then he adds his insane aim to that equation where he uses both, where he can kind of predict, okay, like let's say he's fighting, or like he kind of knows when coming mid, and he'll instantly delete him instead of just whiffing him, but he knows the correct prediction. Okay, so you know, that's what separates good players and bad players, is game sense. Okay, and that's why you'll see a common theme in the lower ranks where people have insane aim, right? People are stuck in diamonds, people are stuck in platinum, they've got sick aim, sick aim, immortal level aim, but they'll never ever climb because they you know, you heard the term, they have no brain. They're all aim, no brain, right? And I was kind of the opposite. I was no aim, all game sense when I started this game, because I came from other games. I was a high level, I was an ex-pro in StarCraft 2 when I was 14. You know, I went to MLG, competed, shit like that. So my game sense was always really high level. You know, I've been top 200 in multiple games, so like stuff like that. Like, my brain was always good, but when I came to this game, the mechanics were lacking. Okay, and you know, everyone's a little bit different. You have good aim, but your game sense lacks. Okay, so we kind of have to work on overall playing more, experiencing these situations, making mistakes. Okay, making mistakes adds on to your game sense as you learn. Okay, I just walk out here and this guy killed me. Okay, next time I know I can walk out, I must clear this corner every time, and then you automatically integrate that into your game sense, where you know where people are, common angles, stuff like that. Like, it's just so complex, but you really need to bring it up to par with your aim. It needs to be on the same level or better. Your game sense always needs to be better. Okay. So, sorry, I was yapping a lot, but I'm just kind of trying to explain the importance of it, okay? So, round 4, you're attacking, starts B, sees the site. Okay, so this is super bad. This is game sense, okay? Starts B, you saw the cipher,
Right
you'll see the VOD. You even called out one heaven, okay? Then you saw the cipher cage here, right? You saw the cipher cage right here where I flashed. And then I saw on the minimap, I saw the cipher backside. And your Sage was mid by herself, which she really shouldn't be, and then saw the Phoenix and the Reyna. And obviously when they're mid like that, they're not just gonna sit mid. That movement, that positioning tells me that they're leaning towards B, as in, because you guys started B, they know that you guys are B, so they're running towards B. That positioning tells me that they were making their way on B. Obviously they got kind of like, you know, they're dealing with the Sage here, but you need to identify the situation. Okay, Cypher's here, 1 heaven, 2 mid. Okay, and this is a question, what does that really mean? Like, what should you do in this scenario?
Probably rotate.
Exactly, like you automatically knew, but at the time you could not process this information. Your whole team was playing with their Cox main. You guys were doing nothing, not even like entering, throwing utility to get ready to take the site. You guys were like like even you're like behind them, just like you were unaware, uncertain of what to do. But how I would think about this situation is, okay, I saw 1 heaven, and then immediately I see the cage. I'm like, oh fuck, there's a cipher. I understand that going into a stack, I even said it in the stream, going into a stack site, okay, it's this situation would be a semi-stack site because they're rotating, but they're close. Okay, they're not on site, but they're pretty close, where there's not much time to clear site and kill this guy. Like, you need to really kill this guy and take the site fast. But I would understand, okay, fuck, Cypher's here. It's super hard to take sites with Cypher, right? That's just common sense. His trips, traps, whatever maybe, his cages. There's 1 heaven, okay. And this is the crucial information. The crucial information isn't here where you saw 2, because when you see 2, you can still take it when you see the Cypher. The crucial information is here, where I saw on the minimap, your Sage was looking mid, and the Phoenix and Reyna was positioned to going B. That's the crucial information where now we know that there's maximum 1 on A. Okay, and at these lobbies, he's probably not gonna even know what anchoring is. Do you know what anchoring is?
Yeah, it's where one person stays behind.
Right,
just
exactly,
to
and like
come with
locks
lurking
down the
good,
exactly to lock down the site, right? So you kind of understand that concept. And these levels, people don't anchor. They don't even know how to anchor or what it is. I'm gonna assume at this level that guy was probably making his way towards spawn to run B. So we need to identify the situation. 2 on B, 2 mid going towards B. Okay, guys, and this kind of comes with your comps. Guys, get the fuck out. Let's leave. Let's go, 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 go. They're gonna be 4B. Leave right now. Sage, leave. Right, go, 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 go. Okay, you know this is game sense, comms, understanding positioning, pathing, stuff like that. And we really need to work on processing information. You know, I told you obviously the small pieces of information leads you to win rounds, and this was a piece of information where it leads you to win the round. I can't remember if you lost a round. That's not important. We're not really thinking about the result. The result doesn't matter of what happened in the round. Okay, we're really working on your game and the way of thinking. We got to be critical and actually understand what's going on. So my comms would have been like, Cypher's backside, guys, 1 heaven. There's 2 on B. And then my Sage sees them going towards B. Yo, guys, let's rotate. Yo, they're gonna stack B. Let's go. Let's leave. Dip. Right? Be assertive. Be a leader. Lead them to victory. Okay? The next thing is round 6. You're attacking as well. We actually kind of went through this one already. This falls into the fundamentals, basic fundamentals, as in, you know, a basic fundamental is understanding economy. So team is buying, has so much money, but he doesn't ask for a gun and uses classic. That's the round you went A, I believe. You know, we already talked about that. We don't have to get into it, but you know, when your team is buying, you're buying. If you can't buy, you ask for a buy. You communicate it. Don't just request and just AFK. Okay, tell them, hey, can you buy me a gun, bro? Because people don't look at the loadout. The buy menu, especially when they full bot and they're getting ready to set up a site or whatever, running.
Last player standing.
Round 7 starts B, sees breach, Cypher, and 2 mid needs to. Why is this like the same? So I think it happened again. So round 7 starts B, sees. Oh yes, I remember this round where breach and Cypher were backside. Okay, and then 2 mid needs to assess. Yeah, so it's kind of the same situation. We touched on it. Like, right, it's like the same situation. Okay, this guy's not heaven. Now they're 2 backside and there's still 2 mid. Like, what do we do? And that's a question. It should be very easy if you answer the first one.
Probably rotate.
Right. It's not probably. It's we should rotate. Right. We 100% definitely know we should rotate here. Okay, that's the more higher chance of us winning the round and minimizes risk. Okay, we want to minimize risk in this game because at the higher levels, I had a student. I'll kind of touch on this a little bit more deeper. I had a student that struggled to understand how like ecoing worked, like saving. She's like, oh, but if we she was like, oh, if we just all classic and do a cheesy smoke and just go in, like, and just, you know, we're not gonna win the round anyways. I'm like, you don't understand. Like at the pro level, and I'm sure you understand, at the pro level, like a save round doesn't mean that they instantly lose a round. It just means that they're more likely to lose a round because of their economy, like in terms of their guns are bad. But you've seen pro games where. And it happens all the time. Okay, we did the VCT NA and it happened in that game and she saw it and then she's like, oh, I understand now. But it's like, you know, you understand that, you know, you can win eco rounds. One guy with a sheriff can delete 5 guys with a rifle if he's got sick aim. You've probably seen that before, right? Like fluorescent, stuff like that, right? Like just because you have, you know, eco doesn't mean you can't win. But what I was going with that point is like, you gotta really ask your teammate for a buy, okay? 7. So this will be the last round, and then obviously touching on that last point with breach, Cypher there, 2 mid, just automatic, bro. You gotta get your brain to a level where you automatically process this information, and obviously you're not gonna get it overnight. It takes time. You need to play a lot of games. You need to see real-time scenarios. You gotta experience these things. You gotta make the wrong rotation. You gotta make the right rotations. You gotta take the site sometimes. Okay, you gotta just experience it more and more to really grow your game sense / brain and decision making and processing information. Okay, a lot of people have problems processing information. The whole information is there, what to do, but they don't act on it. Okay, round 13. So this will be the last point of your whole thing. It's round 13 of cons. So you were on pistol, defense, round 13. Teams all on A, and realizes, and this is kind of goes with the whole game sense, basic fundamentals. Like, you remember how like you guys were 5A and then you came B, and then this was that same round where you comped, they're all here. But remember how you rotated late to B? Yes,
Yeah.
no, yep, okay. So you were like here and they're already on site. Like, before you even stack 5 on A, you just gotta realize, like, midway, like, even if you ran there, like, oh fuck, there's 4 here, I'm gonna go B, I'm gonna go solo play it, whatever it may be, or ask for one more person. Hey, can somebody come play with me? Okay, this ties into your not only game sense, it ties into your movement, positioning, just basic fundamentals of awareness, map awareness, stuff like that. Okay, and okay, so that's that. Let's just get into our pros. So, you know, obviously, you know, there aren't gonna be as many pros, because in this game there was a lot of things I saw that you did wrong. Okay, I didn't see a lot of things you did right, as in like the overall general average, you're doing everything right, but overall, you know, we touched on all the cons.
Last
right?
player standing.
So round 1, okay, this is the comm section. On B, like, this comm I really like. You said one heaven, right? That's specific. You knew he was, you automatically knew heaven because you swung him wide, you whiffed on him, he left. You're like, one heaven, guys, right? Like, you knew that. I love that comm, right? Specific, it's a high level comm. And then if you saw him backside as well, you'd been like, one heaven, one backside, guys, one heaven, one backside, can we take the site? Or like, right, you hear 2 link, you'd be like, one heaven, 2 link, guys, I hear 2 link, right? Stuff like that. You gotta be super specific. You can't just be like, all link, they're all link, right? Because you're gonna lose a round like that. Like, a guy might be flanking behind and kill your whole team because your whole team's looking link, stuff like that. Okay, so the next thing is aim. Overall, your aim, like I said, it's your #1 trait. But, you know, I told another plat student, and he had his game sense, movement, just overall awareness was on the floor. Okay, his aim was like a 8, 9 out of 10 in terms of he could be a mortal, he could kill mortal players. Okay, but his game sense, his overall just other skills, utility usage, movement, positioning, and stuff like that, his comms was on ground floor level. Like, it's a 0 out of 10. He would entry site, okay? He would entry site and stay in the middle of the site and just AFK like this. He'll be like this, like, right? As a duelist, like, you understand, as a duelist, you gotta scale the site, right? So, and I told him it needs to come to the same level. So we gotta all raise these things to the same level. Overall, it's very good. Your aim's, you know, I shouldn't say very good, but we gotta, like, I've identified what's your problem. You're whiffing on your first 5 shots way too much. You gotta instantly kill somebody on the first shot. Okay, you can't just and then kill, and then headshot, and then have a nice shot. No, that means you have bad aim. You gotta instantly delete this guy, instantly delete this guy, instantly delete this guy. Okay, stuff like that. So I wrote good shots round 16. You can see it in the VOD. 2 kills on B. You had like a nice clip where you kind of just instantly flicked the other guy. But also I wrote in the next note, I wrote can headshot people, which is uncommon in this rank. A lot of people are body shot demons, okay? But I wrote can headshot people, but it's inconsistent. Like, you weren't doing it a lot, okay? You're whiffing a lot on the first shots, and then sometimes it's body, and then it leads to the headshot. You gotta instantly 1-tap, 2-shot burst into the headshot, okay? That way you will become a higher level. So that's aim. The next thing is movement positioning. You know, obviously we kind of touched on, like, you're just wide swinging everything. But one thing I do notice is that you're not like my other students as much. You're still doing it. You're holding angles in the open still. Like, you know, this is a rough estimate. It's probably like 65% of the time you're out in the open, but you still understand terrain. Like, you're kind of like behind the wall sometimes. Most 80% of my students are like this, okay? Out in the open. Like, they'll hold link like this. Like, you were kind of here, remember? Like, that one round you killed 2. You're kind of like using the wall well. Like, my students would just be out here, my other students. But you're kind of like kind of, you know, holding it, peeking it, wide swinging off the wall. They would just swing off this backside. They'll be like, choo, right? It's terrible. Don't be out in the open. Use your terrain. Make sure you're using walls, because if you get shot even through the wall, you're gonna get reduced damage. Reduced damage means that you're less likely gonna die throughout the round and stuff like that, etc., etc. Okay, so next thing. Oh, sorry. So that's it for movement positioning. So then utility usage uses it well when he's on site. So again, we kind of talked on this, but again, it kind of touches on the point that you're just dumping your util. Like you're using it, yes, but you're just dumping it when you get on site. You're not setting your team up for success for the round, stuff like that. Okay. Round on B. Round on B. Good aftershock backside on Phoenix. I remember this round, so you guys were going B. This was a really good aftershock. He ulted. You guys killed the ult. And it made the Phoenix kind of move around. You guys killed the Phoenix and took the site. Okay. That's probably the one piece of utility that I saw that was really good. Like, you know, like I told you, your utility usage is pretty. It needs a lot of work. But this was probably the best piece of utility used, where you knew he was there and you used it as a space making skill where he has to come out and you guys kill him because it's so tight back here, right? When you guys are entering, so you're kind of setting up your team there where like they can easily kill him. Okay, so now we're on the game sense. Round one, post plant scenario where you understood the Omen needs to, where after that guy made it a 1v1 when it was a 1v3 where you kind of threw, but you told your team, you're like, he can play time. You're like, you can play time, bro, right? You told him, you'll see in the VOD. You're like, you can play time, right? You're telling him he doesn't need a peek because you understand that if you just wait 5 seconds, you win the round. He doesn't have time to defuse. So that was a good part on your game sense, understanding the situation, processing the information. The next thing is round 7, saw a flank and anticipated the Reyna would come main. So this was that round where it was 3v2. You walk down mid. The Reyna killed one of your team and you're like, flank. That's all you said. And then you guys ended up planning on A. And then you had no information, but you automatically looked main and you killed the Reyna. That was really, really good. That's, you know, that ties with your game sense. You knew that she's back here somewhere. Her pathing isn't going to come all the way through B main back to spawn, or, you know, obviously sometimes they come through mid back to heaven, but you kind of had a feeling, right? Your intuition told you, yo, she's going to commit to this flank, so you came and killed her. So that's your game sense. And we got to build upon that and get it better where it's 100%, not 100, but, you know, it's 80% accurate, you know, 70% accurate. You're getting it right more than you're getting it wrong, okay? So that's it for all your notes. Let me just get in the range. I'm going to show you a aim warm-up / training routine. That's very basic. Okay, this will help you teach you not to whiff, stuff like that. It's very, very good. Obviously, it's basic, but you know, over time, you need to make sure you're adding more exercises. Do you work out at all, like hit the gym or play sports?
I play sports, yeah.
Okay, what do you play? Football?
Soccer.
Soccer. Okay, so do you guys weightlift? Not so much in soccer, right? It's more cardio, right?
My ultimate's
But-
ready.
Like I used to play soccer too. That was one of my first sports that I played. But I was actually a football player in Canada. But I won't go too deep into that. But so, one thing in soccer is like, how do you build your cardio? Like let's say a guy with no cardio wants to build it. Like, how do you build it? Do you just run 2 minutes every day and it builds the cardio, or do you how do you build it? And that's the question.
Well, what we did like laps around the field.
Right. Not
and you could have
Yeah.
like,
No, go ahead.
and you could have like walk and break,
Right.
but you would like want to take more time running than walking.
Right, but I don't mean you specifically. Like generally, if someone was at his cardio was ground level, where he's wheezing when he runs for 10 seconds, like, are you gonna tell the guy to just run for 2 minutes every day for life?
No, you would want to like gradually. make it more.
Exactly, right? So you as an athlete understand this concept. It's called progressive overload. You can Google it. Okay, it's the main fundamental, main mechanic of getting D's, like super jacked and like, you know, bodybuilders. They use this mechanic / fundamental. Okay, it's called progressive overload. Okay, this routine I'll show you. I'm gonna start you off. I'm gonna tell you, hey, 5 minutes each exercise. But what I want you to focus on is over time. Obviously, whether it's a week, 2 weeks, or a couple of days, everyone's a little bit different, but over time you need to increase this time. Start at 5 minutes, okay? We did it for a week. Next week we're gonna start doing it 7 minutes each, okay? The next week we're gonna start doing it 10 minutes, right? It's super easy at 10 minutes now. It feels like nothing. I do the whole routine in 50 minutes. Let's increase each session to each exercise to 20 minutes, right? And that is the most important part of, you know, not only this game but life. Like, you need to make sure you're gradually increasing your workload, getting better as a man, you know, making more money, right? Adding value to your family, stuff like that. Like, right? So it doesn't only tie to Valorant, it ties to almost anything I can think about. Like, give me something, it's involved, okay? When it includes, like, when it's about improving, okay? You really need to add progressive overload, okay? So start at 5 each exercise is going to be 5 minutes each, okay? But really want you to focus on making sure that the intensity is super high, right? In soccer, you know, I'm sure you guys, it's high intensity. You guys aren't going to be jogging on the field all the time. You guys are going to be running around, you know, real time running, you know, scrimming, right? Skelly, whatever it may be. So you got to really over time work on it, make it better, make it, you know, actively try to go faster. Don't just stay on the same speed for life. You know, start trying to get faster even if it's hard, and increase the time, you know, and increase the intensity of it, okay? So do you want to write this down, or do you want to just refer back to the VOD?
I'll refer to the VOD.
Okay, cool. So you come here. I'm a Phantom player. You can choose whatever you want, but you come here, and this exercise is a precision based exercise. This will help especially you, from what I've seen from your aim, where you're not gonna whiff on people anymore. Okay, this exercise is really good for you specifically. My other students not so much, but you, it's gonna really improve your aim. Like, trust me. Okay, you're gonna go, it's a precision based exercise. You're gonna go head to head. Okay, so I'm gonna do it super slow. Okay, like 10% speed. So I'm going head to head to head. Okay, we want to go from point A to point B in a straight line. So that mechanic of aim is called smoothness, where you can go from here to here in a straight line instead of like that, or like this, or like you over flick and you come back. Okay, we don't want to over flick. Okay, we don't want to go from here to here and then come back, or under flick where we come under and then come back to them. Okay, really working on the smoothness. A to B headshot. Okay, so this is left to right headshot. It's okay to miss in the beginning. It's gonna be super difficult. Okay, it was for me at least, but take your time. It's not about speed right now. Okay, you'll build the speed as you go, but really focus on your smoothness and just overall just controlling your mouse. So I'll put a little speed to it. I didn't warm up or anything today. You're my first student, so it might be a little off, but I'll try my best. And if you go right, let's say I kill this bot and then one respawns to the left of where I'm going, just leave it, okay? And just come back to it, alright? Because my students kept, like, some of my students are going back. I'm like, no, just go right and then left. Like, just leave that bot and come back. So I'll go right, like, and identify where I'm going wrong. Like, right there, I overflicked. Like, it's too much, so I gotta slow down a little bit. There, I kind of overflicked as well, even though I killed him. So really identify where you're going wrong. That's the only way you're gonna improve. Like there, I'm whiffing, right? Gotta take my time. I don't need to rush the shot. And for you, this exercise is really good because they're gonna be like, you did it. I even wrote it like round 16 where you got that 2 kills. This is kind of the example of what you did. You were heaven and then you killed that one guy. You came back and you just instantly flicked the other guy, right? But you need to do that consistently. You're not doing it enough. You only did that twice out of so many rounds, right? You got to be doing it in every single fight. There was like 6 rounds where you whiffed. Right? Add a little burst to it if you want. Right. And you start getting a little bit faster. Staying on the same precision. There, I underflicked, so I gotta kind of keep that in my mind. Stop underflicking. I overflicked there, right? Identify where you're going wrong. Don't just mindlessly do this. Actually work on your aim. Actively think. Okay, so that's the first exercise. Minimum 5 times. Obviously add progressive overload as you go. And you can add more exercises you see yourself, things, you know, stuff like that. Okay, the second exercise is gonna be it's called 5-shot burst. For Vandal, you can do a 4-shot burst because you don't really need 5 shots. But why I say 5-shot on every gun is because there are times where you 4-shot burst the guy near a wall with a Vandal, and he's not gonna die because of the reduced damage from wallbang. So that's why you need the 5th shot. So that's why I I really suggest that you do it with 5 shots instead of 4. A student asked me today, he's like, can I do with the Vandal 4 shots? I'm gonna tell him no because of the whole wall bang thing. But so, okay, there's 9 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we're gonna 5-shot burst. This is me bursting without control or spraying without recoil control, right? This is me controlling it. Just give me some leeway because I haven't done anything today. You're the first student, so I might whiff a little bit, but 5-shot burst, okay? So, and identify where you went bad. That's bad. That's semi-okay. That's really good, okay? 5 shots in one area, okay? That's really good. So, I want to make sure, right? Like, I'm kind of struggling right now, but like, that's really good. That's alright. This shot could come down, so I gotta pull down a little bit more. So, we're going left to right, right to left. 5-shot burst, 5-shot burst. I can show you with a Vandal. My Vandal, I'm not much of a Vandal player. I'm more of a one-tapper when I play Vandal, so I don't burst as much. Like, that's really good. That's really good, right? Look, like 5 shots, right? Dead. This guy's dead. This guy's dead. This guy's dead. 5 shots. Dead. 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 So that's the whole thing about 5-shot burst. This guy's dead. This guy's dead. Okay, instead of just shooting 3 times and they're not dead, okay? So this will instantly delete people if you don't want to headshot them. And also you can use it where it is instantly headshotting them too, where it's a 5-shot burst, but they're instant. The first bullets are just always headshot, right? Stuff like that. So, 5-shot burst control, okay? You got that, left to right, right to left, 5-minute minimum. Work on progressive overload. The next thing will be, this is the third exercise, spray control / spray transfer practice. So, you don't want to just start spraying and then pull it down from here, okay? You want to control it from the get-go, okay? So, control it, start spraying. Okay, go left to right, you can add a little flick if you want, whatever you want, but just do this for 5 minutes. This will help, you know, understand where your crosshair needs to be when you're spraying to get the bullet where you want it. So for example, spraying here, right? Kill this guy, come back, kill this guy, right? Like I can kill all these things without putting my crosshair on the target, right? I just need to know where my crosshair is to spray, right? And it's kind of like a control exercise. Right, look how far it is, but I'm still killing it with a full spray because I'm just controlling the recoil. I kind of know where my mouse needs to be to kill this thing. Okay. Okay. So this will help that, and it's a real-time scenario where you're all in fighting, spraying, and some guy just unexpectedly peeks you. You're not gonna stop shooting and reshoot him because you lose your fire rate. Where it takes time to get this back up. So you're gonna be like this, and this guy's just gonna peek you, and you're gonna instantly delete him. Okay. So that's the third exercise. This next exercise, I would say. Number 1 exercise, the left to right headshot, and this exercise is what you really need to work, okay? So yeah, so this next exercise is called dead zoning. Do you know what dead zoning is in this game?
No.
Okay, so it's probably really important that you work on this then. In Counter-Strike, there's strafing where you can just AD and you're 100% accurate. Like look at my bullets when I'm shooting in Valorant and I'm AD. See how they're kind of going everywhere? In Valorant, you need to be 100% still for you to be accurate. You can't, even if I slightly run, look at the bullet, slightly stop, it's still inaccurate. I need to be
like, do you mean like holding A and then press D and then shoot and then
right, that's strafing where you go back and forth. You're actively going back and forth like this, but I'm trying to explain to you, look in Valorant, I'm going AD, okay? It's not that accurate. Like it's kind of going all over this place. It's not hitting where my crosshair. In Valorant, you need to stay still. So they found out this mechanic called dead zoning, where you're still, and you stop, and you instantly are 100% accurate. Do you play with shooting error on?
No.
Okay, so you should play with shooting error on. I'll explain what it does. So you go to video, and it's on my top right. You can see shooting error. So you go to video, stats, you scroll all the way down, and it says gameplay shooting error, and you just turn your graph on only, okay? I'll explain what the colors mean. So yellow means shooting error, as in if I'm not controlling my recoil or I'm just spraying random, not controlling it, look at the number. It says 0.9, right? And it's super like wavy. That's not as important, but look at me spraying without controlling it. Look at the shooting error, it fills it. So 0.9 means that you're 100% not accurate. You're not gonna hit any target that you want where your crosshair is, okay? You want to be as close to 0.2 as possible. That means you're 100% accurate. So look at the graph, look at the number. Like that was bad, right? But look at these numbers. It looks like I'm moving, but I'm not. I'm actually dead zoning. Where it's 0.2. Like those are kind of bad examples, but I'll try my best. Like these upcoming ones, look at these small, look, all 0.2. When it hits the left side, it'll show the number, so it's 0.2, right? That means I'm 100% accurate. So when I swing a guy and I shoot him, it's 100% accurate. So 0.2 means you're 100% accurate. Wherever you're aiming your crosshair, it's gonna go there. Okay, so this exercise helps with that. The blue is the movement error. So if I'm moving and shooting, okay, it's gonna show blue. That means that I have a movement-based error, as in I've moved either too early, like I haven't stopped, or I'm just moving too much. Okay, so even if it's like a small error, it'll show me. Like right there, you saw how I moved and I wanted to shoot here, but the bullet went here. So that's a movement error. It means that it was blue. It's telling me that I've moved. Okay, so this is dead zoning. So this exercise, you're gonna come here, start on this billboard, and then we're gonna end here. So shoot, make sure you stop, and then we look at our numbers. Am I 0.2? So that means that I'm 100% accurate. That means if I shot somebody here, he's getting hit by this bullet. Make sure and I always tell my students, it's okay to get around 0.27, 0.28. I would not recommend going higher than 0.3 in terms of inaccuracy. 0.3 is like it's like 95% accurate. Like there are times you're gonna not hit it 100%, but it's like really accurate. So you go here 5 each time. Okay, look at the numbers. Like that's 0.31. That's pretty bad. So we go 5 each time, and then we cut it in half. So it becomes a smaller distance where we have to actually use our keyboard. So make sure it's 0.2. Go 5 each time, and then we cut it in half again. So this is the second time we cut it in half, right? This will be more of a long-range fight. You're gonna be strafing, or not strafing, but dead zoning people. Okay, you kind of see I was 0.222. This one shot was 3.2, right? Means I was moving. And then we're gonna cut it in half again. So it's 3 times. So we go from long. Okay, I'm just gonna show you quickly, and then we cut it in half. Cut it in half again. So this is the second time we cut it in half, and then we cut it in half again. Where you can even like stay still and do it. So it looks like I'm moving, but I'm not 100%. Look at my numbers, 0.2, 0.2. That means I'm 100% accurate doing that. If I'm fighting someone like this, they're dead. They're 100% getting headshotted. Okay, so this exercise is gonna really work on your movement, where you're never ever gonna have firing errors, and you're just gonna instantly be accurate on people. Okay. Obviously, if it's blue like there, 3.2, that means I'm moving way too fast. Like I'm not fully stopping before I'm doing it. Okay. This next exercise, this is the last exercise. It's gonna incorporate our dead zoning. So we turn the bots on. Incorporate our dead zoning with our swinging capabilities. Whether it's a crouch peek, whether it's a jiggle, okay, whether it's a wide swing, whether it's a pop and swing, whatever it may be. Okay. And it's gonna it's aim, dead zoning, and just our wall peeking ability. So obviously you're gonna do those other peaks later on, but in the beginning just wide swing for you. Okay, but I'll show you all of them. So swing, stop, shoot. That's me doing it slow. Okay, use a vandal. Look how accurate I am. Looks like I'm moving, but I'm not. Okay, look at my numbers. It's probably close to 0.2 as possible. Okay, this is with a jiggle. Okay, this is obviously you only wide swing into 1 people, like 2 people max. You're never ever swinging into 3 people. Jiggle is more of a scenario where there's 5 people looking at you or something like that. So look how accurate I am, right? Okay, so that's your jiggle peek with the dead zoning with your aim. You can add a little burst to it if you want. But when I play Vandal, I'm a 1-tapper. I 1-tap people in the head. Or 2-shot burst. Right, like that. Okay? And then you want to do 20 on each side. So for now, work on your wide swing and then add your jiggle later. The jiggle is much harder to do. Like it's super hard. Even for me in the beginning, it was super hard, but you get better at it. Look how accurate I am. Right? It looks like I'm moving back and forth, but I'm not. I'm just literally 1-tapping this guy, dead zoning, like super small area. And that last cutting in half will help you with the jiggle one, where you're just like, okay. And then so 20 on this side, 20 on this side. And yeah, that's pretty much it, bro. Do you have any questions, concerns, things bothering you, things you want to work on? Now's the time to ask.
Not really.
Okay, and that's fine. 90% of my students, we get to this point and they don't have anything to ask, right? But there are a few students that do, and they're asking the right questions. You really got to ask the right questions and stuff like that. And it's okay to get, and they understand that even if the questions they're asking is wrong. But, you know, it's picking my brain. They're getting better in terms of game sense and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's all the routine. You should be doing this every day. You know, I explain to my students as well. Valorant is a game where you get what you put in. If you don't put in any work, you're not gonna climb. You're not gonna get better. You're not gonna have sick aim. You're just gonna stay the same. And that's the common theme with almost 95% of Valorant players. Even the guys that are stuck in Ascendant, they don't want to actively get better. You gotta actively get better, do things that are hard that's gonna elevate your game, right? Why do you think Cristiano Ronaldo is that level? Do you think he just sat on the couch every day and just ate potato chips? No. He literally probably worked on his game 20 hours a day, even when he was at home with his parents or, you know, not on the pitch. Like, he was actively visualizing these scenarios, thinking what he would do in this scenario, right? Like, he's working on his game. So that's something you got to really, really work on if you want to improve, okay? So that's the session. Anything else? Nothing?
No, thank you, though.
Alright, bro. That's it, man. Good luck on your games. And if you need anything, I'm always in the Discord, bro. Okay?
Alright, thank
Alright, no
Have a good
problem,
day.
man. You too, bro. Woo. It's a long-ass session, bro. Hey, sorry, guys. Sorry. I know chat you guys were going off. I just really wanted to lock in with him. So, you know, like...